If you don't have time to follow a strict diet plan, do not worry. There is a simple and flexible program available now to help you lose weight and keep it off. Here to tell us about his new book, Eat, the Effortless Weight Loss Solution, is Dr. Ian Smith. Dr. Smith, I love hearing a weight loss book called Eat. So you're giving us permission.
Well, you know what? You have to eat really to lose weight. And people think that's about starving yourself or fasting yourself, and it's really not. It's about eating well, but also spacing out your meals. So I want to create a program where people do not feel like they were being mandated or dictated to it what they could and couldn't eat. This is a flexible program. People can kind of choose what they want on it, and people love it because they say, give me variety, give me choices. Don't make me eat things I don't want to eat.
Well, what makes it effortless? Do we have to put a lot of thought into this?
Well, no, I do all the work for you, to be honest with you. The book has a very thin chapters, so it's easy to read. That's the first part of Effortless. But also, I tell you what are the best sources of things. So instead of you having to go on the internet and finding out the best sources of protein or the best sources of fiber, I give you all these charts that help you. So you follow the charts, but at the end of each chapter is a nice little like Cliff Notes section where it says, here are the tips to incorporate all the advice from this chapter into your regular eating program. And so people like it because it's very smooth and very accessible.
And the food is food that you'd find at any supermarket. We're not getting crazy here.
Listen, weight loss should not be expensive. It's not about going out and spending a lot of money on special programs or special foods. It's about making the most out of food you typically get in any store.
I love it. Let's dive right in with some of the foods that you recommend. Over here we have some beautiful fresh fruit.
Yes. So, you know, part of the book is about eating and losing weight. And so, you know, people lose up to about 15 pounds in a month on this program.
Amazing.
It's
15 pounds in a month.
15 pounds in a month. Now, but here's the deal. These are the best weight loss fruits because they're lower in the glycemic index. Glycemic index, of course, is a measure of how fast foods are converted into sugar in your blood. The slower the conversion, the better for you. So these foods like pear, and these are old-fashioned standbys, but the book tells you if you're trying to lose weight, gravitate toward these fruits. So we have our kiwi, our grapes, red grapes. They have antioxidants in there, the resveratrol, our pears, and our apples. Very, very important.
So these four are your favorite fruits?
Those are four of my favorite, but there are more in the book and the whole list. But these are four examples of the top 10 glycemic index fruits.
And is it important to try to go organic if you can?
Only organic for the dirty dozen. There's a whole chapter about what you should and should not buy organic. So certain fruits and vegetables that have skins that you eat or in which they may permeate the pulp, then you should definitely, and the book will give you a whole list of that.
Fantastic. Now you've got some protein sources over here.
Well, because we always talk about protein in the sense of fish and meats, but some people don't want to have fish and meat, and so these are non-meat sources of protein. Lentils are wonderful, cottage cheese, wonderful, and I got to tell you, chickpeas, awesome, and tons of great protein, and not just the protein, great vitamins and other phytonutrients.
So are these complete proteins? Can you have a meal just with one of these and you're okay?
Absolutely. It's wonderful. And people, you know, be crafty. Put them on your salads. Have them at breakfast, some at lunch. You know, break it up throughout the day. But protein's great for weight loss because it requires your body to burn more calories to process the protein. So we really recommend more protein in the diet.
And these legumes definitely make you feel full, too. That's another thing.
Feel full longer, which is why our next section is fiber. Fiber is one of the greatest ways to lose weight because Americans consume, by the way, about half of what they should consume for fiber a day, whereas Asia, they consume 50% more than what they need. So we need to beef up our fiber. These are some products that will give you great fiber, but also it's great for intestinal health. So the book tells you, depending on your age and your gender, how much fiber you need. Then there's a whole chart of where to get the most fiber from.
And then does the fiber just help you flush everything out of your body?
The fiber helps cleanse you. Yes, it's very cleansing, but also it makes you feel full longer. It takes longer to digest foods with fiber. Fiber is indigestible, by the way, so you typically pass it. But because it sits there longer, it makes you feel full longer, so you're not reaching for those nasty vending machines all the time.
Now, what is it specifically about asparagus and Brussels sprouts? I mean, why did you choose these over broccoli and spinach, let's say?
And those are on the list also. Okay. But I just wanted to give people an example of some simple things that people say, well, where do you get fiber from, actually?
Right
things
there.
You've been eating all along, you know what I mean? And so we try to get you to concentrate. Remember, it's the 80-20 rule. 80% you should eat healthy, 20% you can eat whatever you want. This diet is not about being perfect.
So the 80-20 rule, I like that. We've got 20% leeway.
That's right, because no one's perfect. I'm not perfect. I don't mandate you be perfect. However, I teach you how to still enjoy your cheese pizza and your cakes and cookies, but do it in a healthier way.
So the idea is if you can concentrate on eating well most of the time,
you will lose weight, and it will be effortless because it's not about eliminating entire food categories. That'll never work.
Right, absolutely. And then you've got some great Carbs here, too. There are some carbs.
Carbs are great. There's a whole book called Carb Heaven. Carbs are great. They get a bad name, unfortunately. They're great fuel for our body. But these are whole grains, which are even better carbs. But they're 100% whole grain. That's the key. When you're looking for something that's whole grain, don't buy just whole wheat or just whole grain or multigrain. It's got to say 100% whole wheat, 100% whole grain.
Okay.
This is tricky in the marketing because manufacturers know that whole grain is important and that people want health. So instead of telling people, well, it doesn't have really full whole grains, they say 7 grain. That sounds really healthy.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean it's a whole grain. A whole grain means the whole kernel is intact.
And this is oatmeal?
Oatmeal here, popcorn,
Love
which is great. Lose weight, by the way. 2 cups is a great snack. Don't put butter on it. And you're whole wheat, 100% whole wheat.
Fantastic. Stay away from white bread, though, right?
High glycemic index, absolutely.
All right, Dr. Ian Smith, thank you so much. Great to see you. Thanks for all those great tips. And for more information on this topic and others, log on to the health page at abcnews.com.